Look, let me tell you right now. The name of the group was Fat Boys. When we say fat guys, people start thinking other things like gravy, meat, sauces.
Prince Marky D.
Hey, I seen them boys wreck the buffet.
Overweight lover is in the house.
Yeah, you
Heavy J.
Right.
Prince Marky.
Heavy D. Heavy J. Welcome. How's it feel, 2009, Big Wayne?
I mean, being that we've been in 2009 for a month now, feeling pretty good.
But the people out there in public access TV land don't know, they haven't seen.
We've been in the lab.
We've been putting stuff together. Now, see, you
better come out with your best.
Oh, I got my best ready for you tonight. Now, see, you got your Kentucky Blue Devil.
Home state.
It'd be like that, when they wasn't winning.
They
wasn't winning.
Ball State.
Everybody in the city know when Illinois was being Illinois, I was still orange and blue.
Right.
But, I mean,
I don't want to hear it, Bun. I don't want to hear it,
I'm
man.
still a Louisville Cardinal. It's just a Kentucky. This don't mean nothing.
Well, wear a plain T-shirt with Kentucky. Don't wear the warm-up jersey. You can bring Jordan Meeks back out, man. He been playing good ball, man.
Now, you know what? He pulled that warm-up off like he was ready to go in.
Right.
Coach, what you want? 3-point, rebounder? Now, Bun, just set screens.
Top of the key.
Stand there. Don't move.
A good foul. Good hard foul.
That's it. But you know who's back?
It's about time.
Stat Girl 2009. What's happening?
It's cold outside.
That's the first good observation we've had of 2009.
It was colder. It was colder last week.
Right.
I was on vacation
for
then.
3 weeks.
Oh, you were
gone for 3-4 weeks.
Where'd you
All
go?
she can say it's cold outside.
Just stayed in.
Just stayed in. Those are the best vacations. You can walk around with your back out slippers, them tore up shorts, and that T-shirt that got paint on it from last year.
That's right.
And you don't care about nobody. Kids was there with you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was a half vacation then.
They were pretty good.
Did you give them
Still happy from Christmas,
Did you have to get that mama speech, retch around and get that if I had to come in there?
Only once.
At the beginning or the end?
Near the end.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you good. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, we had people calling, hanging up, calling, hanging up.
It was ridiculous when you was gone. But we're glad we need a professional. We got the professionals back in the back running the show. But we're going to try to be professional for about 60 minutes. Talk about the world of sports. If you want to jump in, 328-8280. Phone lines are open. They're going to be open early. I'm going to be talking.
And often.
Kentucky Bluegrass going to be talking. And the fridge is going to be talking. So
That's Ted Washington.
Tim, hey, don't
that's modern. That's modern.
It worked. It worked about 5 years ago.
Yeah, Perkins.
At Perkins, Ted Washington, Mike Brown got us to the front of the line. So
quick service.
Yeah. And those pancakes were delightful, delicious.
Yeah, lying.
Well, the other thing.
No, we not.
Well, you know what's delightful right now that I know Kentucky Bluegrass ain't gonna like? Illinois basketball. The Fighting Illini.
Spit it out, man. They ain't playing nobody. They ain't playing nobody yet.
No, they play inspired basketball. What I tell you last year, they slow the ball down, be under control, they can win. They can't get out there and run. They don't have thoroughbreds. They got quarter horses. They got quarter horses.
They've been running a little bit.
They run when they have to.
Well, that's what every team should do.
But I mean, that's good. It's kudos.
Whatever the fact. What did you say the record is?
Well, they're 16-3. They're 4-2 in the Big Ten. They're tied for second with Purdue, and on a game behind Michigan State, who got upset the other night by Northwestern, as Illinois pulled out a big victory Tuesday night here at home against Ohio State. And guess who's coming to town tomorrow?
Bucky Badger.
Bucky Badger. Dude, he'd be standing on the sweatshirt like that,
on.
leaning back.
Don't know it.
You don't know him? Oh, I forgot. Everything below the Mason-Dixon line, anything above it. Let me just explain
something. It's basketball season. Now you can move above that.
Well, let me explain something to him. Let me explain something to him real quick. The war is over.
Right.
We won.
No, you didn't.
That flag you guys fly, that's just for decoration.
Right.
Stars and stripes, bro. Stars and stripes. Come on up north. Freedom's up here.
What, y'all
It's basketball season.
Hey,
you can leave the SEC alone.
Hey, y'all can get off me.
Get off you.
Cause I mean, y'all can sit there and talk all you want, you know, try to get on me and jump. But I seen a beautiful thing this week, and you can't blow it. You cannot blow it.
That's right. Yeah,
I mean,
he
I
went,
get to you.
he
on
went with the
cloud
Freedom
nine.
Riders and went on out there and
Yeah.
checked out the inauguration.
long bus.
I
was
did
it,
see you
man?
on TV.
That's a lie. Yellow with mellow.
Red, get ahead.
You saw me. It was in Syracuse. I got an interview about Syracuse. ABC News Channel 9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if we went on the internet, pulled it up, you might.
Probably could see me. I was, had my bear on, my bear hat, and you know.
Oh, you had your Russian hat on.
Yeah.
I was representing Illinois, state of Illinois.
State of Illinois.
How was it though, man? I mean, on the real.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I never be around that many people in my life again.
Unless there's another big boat ride.
Nah.
And we go in the other direction.
I mean, you
still
never,
would not
you
get on
never,
that boat,
right?
you never, you know, like the final line. You never think that you can walk 12 or 13 miles and don't even think about it.
Right. Now, if I ask you right now to take that same walk you did on Tuesday, would you do it right now?
I can't say it on the air.
Oh, family show.
Right.
Appreciate that.
And cold
Okay.
and hungry.
Well, it's amazing what adrenaline will do for you. Isn't it?
It had to.
That and the fear of going to the bathroom on yourself.
Right.
Yeah, because it was some porta parties. You probably had to wash your shoes when you come out. Not your hands, but your shoes.
Well, it gives you a new meaning of being knee deep in it. You was all up in it. Well, let's get into sports real quick. Like I said, the Fighting Illini take on Wisconsin tomorrow, and Illinois 4-2 in the Big Ten, tied for second with Purdue. Wisconsin, as we talked off the air, has lost 3 in a row. That is definitely not a Bo Ryan type Big Ten basketball.
He's never lost 3 in a row. You're a stat guy like that. You should know that.
I don't need to know it because look, you done
Hey.
stepped your game up.
But at the same time, this is not the typical Bo Ryan team. He doesn't. Every Bo Ryan team has had that superstar NBA type player on there.
Right.
This one does not. No Orlando Tucker, no Devin Harris.
Well, you got a Landry boy on there.
Yeah, but he's
Not like his brother.
He's suspect.
right.
He played more like Tom Landry, Marcus Landry.
Right.
Yeah. Now, like we said, the Fighting Illini are 4-2. They've held service at home in terms of winning their Big Ten games at home. The leading scorer on the team, Mike Tisdale, and when you say leading scorer, that's really kind of misleading because he's leading the team at 12.5 points a game in Big Ten play. But overall, you got 4 guys who are averaging over 11 points a game. You got another guy averaging, I think, about 8 or 9 points a game.
Right.
The key in terms of when I look at Illinois basketball team, and we've talked about this on countless number of occasions, who do you prepare for as a opponent when you get ready to play the Fighting Illini basketball team?
If it was me coaching,
Okay, you coaching.
if I'm coaching, I think I'm gonna try to stop that perimeter game because, I mean, I think you can live with Mike Tisdale putting up 20 as long as Demetri McCamey, Meacham, and probably somebody like Legion doesn't add that extra 15 points apiece, you know. So if you stop that perimeter game and try to just make them rely on Mike Tisdale, I think you have a good shot of beating Illinois.
But Bun, he said stop the guys shooting the threes. What would you do if you were putting your defense together to stop Illinois?
It's hard. I mean, like I have to agree with Wade. You have to stop the perimeter and get Tisdale out of there.
Because my thing is that's where most of their points are coming from. As
Yeah.
you know, you mentioned they got 4 or 5 guys averaging 11 points.
Right.
Tisdale's the only center, so the other points is coming from the perimeter. So if you shut that down, you leaving Tisdale to you asking him to score 30 points to beat you.
Okay, but now let's go to Tuesday's game against Ohio State. Dominique Keller comes off the bench, drops 10 points in the first half. Okay, Mike Tisdale, I think either went scoreless or scored maybe 2
I
points
think
in
he
the
had
first
like
half.
4 points in the first.
You know, he ends up scoring 15 to lead the team in scoring. You get a guy like Demetri McCamey maybe dropping 3 threes in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn around, you know, Trent Meacham didn't score, but I think 2 or 4 points against
I don't
Ohio
think he
State.
scored.
Mike Davis. Earlier in
Yeah.
the year, Mike Davis was dropping 20, 30 points a game. Now he's, dropped off and
Yep.
but then now Calvin Brock's game has stepped up.
Right.
Yep.
Then like you talk about Alex Legion,
Legion, yeah.
he goes to Michigan State, drops what, 15? You know, so the point
it's a
is,
pick your poison. You don't. I mean, where do you start?
all right, now you guys, I do have to agree with you. I think if you can put pressure on the guards and stop them, the problem is the guy who directs the whole thing is not even one of your
Don't
top
even
scorers.
score.
That's it.
Chester Frazier.
Chester Frazier is a coach. He's an extension of Coach Weber in terms of running the team, not only on the offensive end of the court, but on the defensive end. Illinois leads the Big Ten in scoring defense. They're only giving up a little over 58 points a game. And if you look at the next close team, like a team like Wisconsin, who's known for their defense, they're giving up 64 points a game. Illinois is averaging close to 70 a game.
And they're second in the league in forcing turnovers.
Right.
So that's where a lot of that offense is coming from.
Turnovers.
The forced turnovers.
Yep.
And Illinois leads the nation in assists. So that means that when we talk about picking your poison, it's a team concept. Everybody's touching the basketball.
You think because they took the names off the back is making them play better?
Well, psychologically, I don't know.
Would you,
I
we
would
said
say-
it in the beginning of the year. You get better by subtraction, not addition.
Right. I think they got
And
better.
they got better because of two. I mean, come on, we're gonna throw the name here. Randall Pruitt, you know.
Yeah.
You throw the ball down low to Pruitt last year, one coming out, he was gonna force a shot up or force a turnover.
I think-
Randall, he was probably out of the game by the 12-minute mark with fouls. He wasn't there as a senior. This year, the difference is you need a senior at the end of the game. Chester and Trent is on the court.
Right.
No senior leadership last year.
Yeah, I saw Pruitt. I went over to the historical planetarium. You know, they were showing a thing on the black hole. Anything that went into it, nothing came out.
Right.
And they showed the basketball go in, and I saw number 55 in the post. So
Holding it.
and it was
Right.
like this. And then the black hole shot free throws and didn't make them. So you think, I mean, and we talked about this, me and Wayne, at the beginning of the year. You got rid of two guys who, number one, were malcontents. They brought a lot of issues in the locker room. But number two, in terms of basketball ability, they couldn't shoot free throws.
No.
Right.
You look at some of the games Illinois have won this year, close games that down the wire they had to make their free throws, and they did because you got Davis, you got Tisdale, you got Keller, you got pick your poison out at the perimeter, guys who can shoot free throws and make them consistently. I think just with the addition of getting those guys confidence playing out there is really what's changed the game. The names on the back, they might get them back next year, maybe.
No, I'd keep it on.
Don't need them.
Don't need them.
Don't need them.
Well, one of the things that is happening when we talk about Illinois basketball and talking about the Big Ten is protecting home court. I think with what happened the other night, I watched Minnesota go to Wisconsin and beat Wisconsin in the Kohl Center.
Yep.
Watched Northwestern go to the Breslin Center and beat Michigan State, which just this past Saturday beat Illinois at home. Now, Minnesota
At home.
at home lost to Purdue. And then we know what happened at the beginning of the year when Illinois beat Purdue.
Right.
Obviously, as close as these teams are in terms of talent and coaching ability, it is so important to protect
You have to win at home.
the home
you have
court.
to.
You got to
Oh, yeah.
protect home court.
It's necessary.
You know,
Don't let nobody come to your house and beat you.
no, that would be ugly. Somebody come in your house, slap your face, eat
It's like
your
playing
food.
Atari back in the day. You had the A/B switch. Keyboards on A, put that on B. My man's slow. It's the joystick.
I don't know.
Right. You never give your opponent an opportunity or
Never,
any
never.
edge
Oh.
to do that.
We got a prize for the first caller of 2009. What is it going to be, Joe?
Tell you what, let me hold that prize up for him here. Half drinking blueberry smoothie.
Goes to the first caller of 2009.
Right. They just need to come on down and pick that up. Stat Girl is our first caller.
She did not want to be the first caller, so perhaps she'll call back.
Oh, call back.
And we had a prize.
Okay,
for
if you call back, you'll be the second caller.
Right. And then in that case, you'll get a Punks high school basketball magazine, the Final Four. So call in, you get your magazine. Be sure to come on down.
Hey, you got it.
It's
A
all
real-
rolled up and
A
bent
real
up.
magazine?
Yeah, that's,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Who write that? Scoop.
Scoop Jackson.
Yeah.
Loop de loop Jackson. But we talk about protecting the home court. Another issue that we've been talking about going into this Big Ten season, and now we're 6 games into it. A lot of people harp on the Big Ten being physical. Everybody goes inside, pounds and pounds and pounds. But we don't have no guy on the fighting line of basketball team. I mean, where's the beef when we talk about rebounding? You got Chester Frazier getting 6 or 7 rebounds a game. And you got Mike Tisdale, 7'1".
He got 2 rebounds in the last 2 games. 2.
Wayne, where's the beef? Where's it gonna come from? Going into
Don't even look for it this year. Whatever we're doing right now, you just have to keep doing it. Probably do it a little bit better.
The thing about it, I mean, Mike Tisdale, Illinois seems to get big men in here. They get these 7-footers that can shoot these 17, 18, 22-foot jump shots.
Mm-hmm.
What they need to do, when you first come to this campus, is say, if I catch you outside the 10-foot range, you will run until my whistle stops.
But that's what they recruited. That's what I mean.
But you shouldn't do it. I mean, a big man is a big man. That's, to me, is wasted talent. If you come to college and you sit there shooting 17-foot jump shot, now
Not
that would not.
if you can consistently
That's
make
good.
it.
That would
Points
not
is
get
points.
you
Where'd
to
get 'em
the.
from?
That would not get you to the next level
Well.
because Shaq and Stoudemire and Chris Bosh them are not going to sit out there and shoot.
But you ain't got
3
too many.
pointers.
You ain't got too many of them in college anyway.
That's true.
So, I mean,
But he should stay
it's
there
gonna have to
low.
be a team rebounding game.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to face it. Mike Tisdale is not a rebounder.
He's not
Don't even
thinking
look for
about
him
it.
to even try to be a rebounder.
Right.
So keep doing what you're doing. Send extra guards to the board, and that's the only way you're gonna overcome the problem.
You're
Now,
right.
all right, now my question is this: is rebounding an overrated stat today in the style of basketball? Because with the 3-point line, when guys are shooting from the perimeter, you're
Far
not
out.
getting the balls are bounding out farther than they used to back in the day. The other thing is, you guys talked about when you're playing Illinois, you're not concerned about their post play. You're more concerned with their perimeter. So is it kind of a red herring?
My
to worry
thing,
about
my
it?
thing of it on the rebounding is it hurts you in that one possession game. We need that one stop on defense. Our rebounding can come back to hurt us because we give up too many offensive rebounds. Throughout the game, it might not hurt you as much, but when it comes to time to get that stop,
We need that
we need
one.
that great rebounder out there, and we don't have it. You know, to give him, it'll be heartbreaking to be up by 1, and all we need is a stop to lose a game on the offensive rebound.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But, I mean, to me, like you said, I think rebound's a thing of the past. And if you go back to, I think it's a thing now for, like, middle school. But once you get to high school and college and pro, they don't care if you rebound. They don't care if you get 30
I
rebounds.
think
They want
with
you
this
to
team, you
score.
definitely got to send the guards to the boards.
Yes.
That's the only way we're going to overcome it.
They want you to score. They don't look at percentages. They look, he had 16 points.
Right.
He had 12 rebounds. They look down on that. But if you go out there and hit 6 3-pointers, hey, good night.
Yeah, and I think, like I said earlier, I think the 3-point line has kind of changed the coaching philosophy of a lot of coaches. You think about Michigan and Northwestern, they've jacked up more threes than probably anybody, or they're probably in the top 5, top 10 in the nation when it comes to shooting 3-pointers or 3-pointers attempted. And I think what teams are doing now, you guys mentioned earlier, Mike Tisdale, big guys like that, the traditional big man, the guy that you go out and recruit to put him right on the block and expect him to drop 20 and get you 10.
It's gone.
Thing of a past, because I think guys that are growing up and they're playing AAU basketball and they're playing a lot of this high school basketball where they're getting out and going. I don't think coaches anymore are giving you a traditional offense, putting the guy on the block, throw it in, hope he pounds.
And that's because it's called evolution. That's because the average basketball player, what they're learning to do now, everybody's learning to shoot the jumper. Back in the day, if you was over 6'5", 6'4", they didn't want you dribbling the ball, trying to go outside, shoot the jumper.
Right.
Everybody's being taught to do that now, and people are evolving to be outside basketball players. It's becoming more of a European game.
So,
Right.
so
Exactly right.
I'm going to ask you this question. You old school. You played the round ball in high school.
with the short shorts.
with the buckle, with the little buckle on it. How many coaches you think now in college basketball will be successful without take away the 3-point line? Right now, all the major coaches. I mean, don't put everybody in. All the major coaches that we know off the top of our head. How many you think would be successful without the 3-point line?
I think right now, if you want to talk about successful coaches, I think Coach K would be successful because he's played through the different eras, and he was mentored by Bobby Knight and Army. and Knight played the motion offense and used that belly-to-belly, man-to-man, I think Coach Weber and Coach Izzo
I was just
would
thinking
still
of
be
those two, yeah.
successful. I think Weber would be successful because defensively, he hounds defense.
And that's where most of their scoring comes from.
And like you talk about turnovers, they're second in the Big Ten in creating turnovers. And on the offensive end, it's about motion. You got some coaches that'll come down and I give what's that guy at West Virginia, Huggins.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Huggins and John Beeline are coaches that have evolved in terms of liking to jack the three. Like you said, you get rid of the 3-point line.
It'll evolve back.
Right.
And
Small ball.
more coaches are focused on inside play. You know what I'm saying? So I think the coaches are more or less just adjusting to the game and the 3-point line.
You know what would be fun if they had to college basketball? You know they're already retro stuff. Take it back. Like one weekend in February,
No 3-pointers.
no 3-pointers.
See what happened?
You know what? It will be some of the lowest scoring games you'll see. And I'll tell you why. There's one shot that most college basketball players can't shoot. The mid-range jump shot. Guys no longer know
Mike
how
Davis
to,
would be a superstar.
he would.
Mike Davis
He
would be a
would.
superstar.
But anybody else, guys who
Tisdale?
jack the three,
Them two would be superstars.
who just consistently jack threes and only getting 2s for it, coaches would be like, you're 30 feet from the basket.
Why shoot it?
Why shoot it? Give it to the guy that's 10 feet. But you'll get games in the 40s.
Well, I mean, we have to write the NCAA. You know,
Just one weekend.
Just one weekend.
Take
you know,
the stripes up.
Take the stripe up and just
I
play
mean,
regular
let's leave it
basketball.
there, but hey,
Don't count it.
that's it too.
No, you gotta take it up.
You gotta take it up?
Because, you know, them kids, they seen that line, and they going to run to that line and shoot. Just like when they play on those NBA courts, we all know where the college 3-point line is. But when they play on NBA courts, where do you see most of the kids
They
shooting
won't
from?
try that other
Right.
line.
Because that line is there.
That's it. You're exactly right. That's a good point.
I mean, that'd be fascinating.
Well, I tell you what's fascinating. It is our first show of 2009, and Stat Girl got one phone call, and whoever the young lady was who called didn't want to be first. So we need
If
you
she
to
called
call
back,
in.
she'll be second.
There you go. Right after herself.
Right.
So give us a call back, 328-8280. Give us a hit, UPTV Channel 6. Tell it like it is, the first show of 2009. I didn't think we'd be doing this many shows when we first started this thing up. So we appreciate all the people who sit out there on Friday night and watch public access TV and specifically watch us.
In fact,
on Tell It Like
anniversary,
It Is.
anniversary coming up.
Ain't got nothing else to do
2 year,
around
Yeah, that's true.
2-year anniversary coming up in next month, isn't it?
Is it 2 year or 3 year?
Two.
3?
Since
Since what?
the first show was the Bears coach.
I've been doing this for a year in August.
It'd be a year in August for
I
you?
mean, this will be my second year coming up in August.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But the total show, we've been on 3 years.
And you're right.
Yeah, it'd be third Super Bowl. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
scary.
Bears, Super Bowl last year, then this one.
Wow,
It's hard to believe it.
that is, man. Woo, wait a minute. I ought to shake my water bottle up and squirt y'all, and, do like we in the locker room and celebrate.
I hear you.
But it ain't nothing
It'll
worse.
cost
We
you.
got cameras in here.
Yeah, and the big guy with a wet
Microphone.
T-shirt. We might get a few phone calls.
My wife might
I
get
got
mad.
a dollar. I got a
My wife get mad. Somebody will see my nipples sticking out.
I tell you what'd be worse.
I would get
A
mad.
light skinned man with a wedgie.
Oh, yeah. That is
And I'm
bad.
gonna pull him.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull him.
Don't hit my fitted briefs.
Well, they won't be fitted no more.
They will be. They'll just be fitted somewhere else. And let's change the subject while I'm still keeping them down. We don't want to
Right.
pull them things up. But like I said, if you're out there and you want to get in on the conversation, give us a hit at 328-8280. Now, the other Big Ten matchups, Michigan, they're at home. They got Northwestern coming in. Now, Northwestern just pulled off the upset of the year right now.
It's a
Beat
loss.
Michigan State at the Breslin Center, but now they got to go to Ann Arbor. Can they go there and
They get beat by 20.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
that motion offense they run with the
To
Princeton
me,
principal
Northwestern looks like a
backcourt?
team that's just not finding themselves. Like, 2-3 games ago, they took Purdue to the brink. Should have beat them. I just think Northwestern is one of them teams that's just hard to play against, man. If you got an undisciplined team like Michigan that's constantly shooting those threes and not taking their time trying to run their offense,
Right.
Northwestern will put it to you.
And
And
Mike,
they're leading. That's who Illinois is second behind it. Northwestern leads the league in forcing turnovers.
right.
So I don't think it's going to be that easy of a game for Michigan.
Michael Thompson, you know, he transferred in from Duke.
Talking about the dude who shot from Detroit.
And made it.
Right.
And made it. And made it. He's playing some excellent ball for
Yes, he
Northwestern.
is.
Now, Michigan, on the other hand, they're 3-4 right now in the Big Ten. They're
Kind of sliding.
kind of hanging on by a thread right now, and they need to right the ship in Ann Arbor. And I think John Beilein's going to have to make them come to play tomorrow. Other Big Ten game, Iowa goes to Penn State. Penn State been playing some good basketball this year.
At home.
At home. You know, we talked earlier about you got to protect the home court.
At the same time, Iowa's one of them teams that they don't do nothing but shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
And if they catch fire,
It'll be a shootout. Penn State shoot threes.
the 3-point line is going to keep Iowa in the game all year long.
Right.
And if Battle goes in there, have a bad game, not foul trouble, whatever, Iowa's one of them teams that can beat you just because of the 3-point line.
Well, that's it. I think that the way Penn State's been playing at home, look for them to maybe put another W up there. But I agree, Iowa can keep it close, shooting the three. Todd Licklider still hadn't got enough athletes playing for the Hawkeyes yet to have them competitive in the Big Ten Conference. But those are the three games that are going on tomorrow. Those two, along with Illinois Illinois here, Wisconsin comes to town. That game's played at 3 o'clock. If you don't have tickets, give me a holler. 328-8280. I got a little hookup for you.
I ain't got none.
Well, talk to me after the show, bro.
All right.
Or give me a call, 328-8280.
See if I can be the first caller.
Right, then I
to win
do,
these tickets.
I do like Peter Griffin. Hold on 1 second. I'll talk to the sheriff. Hello, sheriff? Yes, I'd like to report a crime. But now, the round ball, we talked a little bit about Big Ten basketball. First half of the show, got one phone call, but she didn't want to participate. We're going to go to that other football because Super Bowl 43, not this Sunday. You got to remember, 2 weeks in a gap between the championship
go back
game.
to a week, man.
I prefer the 2 weeks just so the teams can come in.
You just want to get your party menu together.
That's true too. It does take.
Let's keep it rolling, man.
The one thing I think about the NFL and the Super Bowl, you mentioned going to 1 week, and then they've been going for 2 weeks for. I think they did 1 week. If you go back, I think it was when Atlanta played Denver. I think that was the year that they had only a 1 week gap between the conference championship and the Super Bowl. But other than that, it's always been a couple weeks.
Should have been 2 weeks.
You know what? It could have been a month.
Maybe Eugene would got his roll on the first week.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eugene, if you watching it. But
You know what he did.
Right. It wasn't like he didn't know.
I mean, imagine him down there with 2 weeks, though. How much trouble he could have got in.
He could have got it. He could have got what he needed in the first week.
Jail, got out, went back to jail.
He'd have got what he needed in the first week.
We'll say he didn't need it the night before. Yeah. But maybe he was accustomed to that every week, and then it just happened to happen Super Bowl weekend.
When you got that much money, you call.
That's what he was
make
doing.
phone calls.
He was calling the call girl.
Right, that's what he was doing.
Hey, girl, call me.
But he didn't know she was a police officer.
Well,
That's
she said-
soliciting.
And like Lil Wayne said, he said, "What's your number?" She said 911, and it was over. But that's a Super Bowl memory. We'll talk about that a little later. But Super Bowl 43, which will be played February 1st in Tampa, Florida, will have the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Arizona Cardinals.
One of my surprise teams.
come on, man.
One of my
Here we
surprise
go.
teams of the year.
Oh God!
Dude,
Here
stop.
we go.
Here we go.
I said them and
He's got his pajamas on again.
I said
The 32 teams are all over his pajamas.
I said-
He said, "Mom, I picked this one."
Dude, hold on. How can you pick
I said,
Arizona and you wear a Giants sweatshirt or something to this show every week?
I'm
yeah.
gonna lean back in my chair and I'm gonna let y'all play verbal ping pong. I gotta hear this. They were one of your surprises.
You remember when you said beginning
You
year?
said
you remember
Oakland?
I said Oakland and Arizona.
We gotta get to the DVD.
you got-
We
Get the DVD.
I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna
Get
let it
the
ride.
DVD.
He
I'ma tell
said
you.
we're gonna make him look like a genius this year.
No, don't make me like a genius, because they gonna get smashed.
Surprise didn't mean going to the Super Bowl.
First call.
I didn't think they'd go that
of the
far, though.
2009 season. 328-8280. Call us. Tell us your name. Tell us where you call from. Tell it like it is. Caller, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm the same lady that called before.
Okay. Go ahead, lady.
Anyways, I don't know very much about basketball, like hardly at all.
Okay, well, we're talking football
Now
now.
you're talking about football.
All right, well, jump on in.
All I want to know is if let me get me some Super Bowl tickets so I can go.
If who gets you some football tickets?
You guys.
Can we get you some Super Bowl tickets?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we can work on that for you. When Ronnie's gonna put you back on hold, you leave your.
No, don't let me go.
Don't let you go.
No,
Okay, well,
don't put me on hold.
don't put you on hold. Okay, well, we were gonna put you on hold so then that way she can get all your personal stats and we can mail the tickets to you. How's that?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
You guys work hard.
Okay, take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See, we were gonna drop them in the mail to you. You just would have stayed on hold and Stat Girl would have taken your information down, and then with the Tell It Like It Is budget that we have, you'd have had an all expense paid trip to your living room, watching that game just like we will. You know. Uh-oh. Maybe it's her husband calling back. Bud, you got tickets for her?
Sure. Yeah, I'm headed out. I'll be headed out.
Okay. Caller, go ahead and tell us your name, tell us where you call from, tell it like it is. Caller, you there? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. Hello? Well, I guess we gotta let him go and go to the next caller.
Better not be nothing but
Caller,
football players.
are you there? Hello? Caller, are you there? Well, 3 calls.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm right here. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yes, ma'am.
I want those tickets.
You want those tickets? Well, like I said, we'll be working on that for you. The Tell It Like It Is budget is just like our economy right now. We need a stimulus package.
Right.
If we get that stimulus package, I think we can get you taken care of. Bun, this young lady wants tickets to the Super Bowl. And you picked Arizona as one of your surprise teams, so I think you're the man to handle this.
I got my tickets. I'm leaving. I got my tickets. I'm leaving Friday. I'm leaving Friday.
He's leaving.
I can leave Friday.
She says she can leave Friday.
Okay.
Where should you guys meet at?
I'm flying out of Indianapolis.
He's flying out of Indianapolis.
All right, I'll be in
She-
Indianapolis.
What?
Flight?
Better get the information.
flight?
What?
What flight you gonna be flying on?
AirTran.
He's on AirTran out of.
Yeah, got it.
She
Okay,
got-
well, thanks.
She'll be right there for you.
All right.
Okay, well, we got the hookup. She'll be flying to Tampa with Big Bun, checking out Super Bowl 43. Anything else you want to talk about?
You guys are hot.
Thank you.
Who you picking in the Super Bowl?
Oh, no, I'm going with him.
Right,
No,
but,
I said
who you gonna pick? Who's gonna win?
Oh, shoot. You know what? Bears aren't playing right.
No, it's the Cardinals
and the Detroit
Steelers.
Lions.
She said the Bears.
Said the Bears aren't playing.
Oh, you're right. They not playing.
Giants ain't either.
And neither are the Vikings.
But we got a bonus check.
There you go. Anything else you want to talk about?
Just have a nice day.
You too. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Well,
She think I'm playing. I got 2 tickets. I'm gone. I'm up. Top smoke.
I don't doubt you. Hey, you was at the inauguration, okay? You was amongst 2.5 million
Hey,
people.
look here. He also picked Arizona to go to Super Bowl.
No, I did not say that'd be a surprise team.
Okay.
I didn't think they'd be that much of a surprise. I mean,
That's not a surprise. That's a what? They did what?
But I mean,
It's
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
That was my slogan Tuesday. It's a beautiful thing.
But let me start the conversation off right here.
Start off
43 Super Bowls have been played.
43.
Okay, there are several teams that have not gone. This is the Cardinals' first time.
This is one of them.
Do you really? I mean, when you were sitting back and looking at the season, even the playoffs. Let's start at the playoffs. Out of the 6 teams out of the NFC, did you think the Cardinals, out of those 6, would be one of those, the team that would come out of that mix?
I figured they would win the first game against Atlanta. Atlanta was young. Kurt Warner's been there, but going to Carolina and beating them sounded like they did.
Right.
You know, that gives them hope. And then turn around, Donovan McNabb comes into Arizona.
Right.
Westbrook is hurt. You have no receivers except Deshaun Jackson.
Right.
You know, they blitz.
I think they had a better
blitz,
chance of winning
blitz.
that. Well, obviously they did. They had a better chance of winning that Philly game than they did Carolina to me.
Yes.
But going into the playoffs, just the way they came into the playoffs, beginning of the year, I would have picked Arizona, you know, in some of these games. But they was getting a butt kicked the last two weeks of the year.
It's like they laid down for the last month. All right, guys, let's go on vacation.
Right.
I mean,
So-
especially when they went to, they got off the
To say
plane
they
in
was
New
expecting
England,
to
it
be in
was
the Super Bowl,
snowing.
that's-
They were like, man, you talking about we got to play under in the snow?
Right.
Man, I want to go home.
Let's get this over with.
Right.
And then,
minutes.
and like Dansby said, that turned them around right there. That whooping right there, that behind the shed.
You know, but one of the things I look at with Arizona is the fact that you mentioned Kurt Warner. He's been in the Super Bowl twice, MVP in one of those Super Bowls.
You got E and J,
You know.
fresh.
Right, and that was the other thing I was going to say. Edgerrin James had not played most of the regular season. Did you even expect him to go out there in the playoffs and run the way he did?
Maybe they knew what he was doing.
Maybe it was by design.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, Ken Wisenhunt, he got to be as sly as a fox if he
Right.
did that
But
on
I
purpose.
did see one stat. You're a good stat guy. If the Arizona Cardinals win the big game, there would be only one streak left for a
Oh, man, ain't
major
nobody trying to go out there, man. Go
pro team to have a streak.
Now look,
There's a 57.
Hey, we got new ownership today. I'm
Ricky's family
Hey, we're going to do
is
Cubs
gonna fix
one-on-one.
right
Cubs
now, I'm
one-on-one.
going to tell
Tell
you.
the
Hey, Cubs
artists,
one-on-one.
artists, if you don't know, it'd be the Cubs.
Until
That'd
spring.
be the Cubs, the only team out there at 100 and counting.
Here's the deal. We're going to make this straight. I'll tell it like it is.
You gonna throw the
Until
water?
spring training starts.
No baseball.
Okay.
This is positive.
If you mention baseball again, you get to shower. And I'm not talking about the hot shower. You get to shower. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's just get some ground
That was a good
rules.
one, Boo. That
We
was a
talking
good one,
about
dude.
Super Bowl.
Sorry, Daddy.
Boy, got
All right, Super Bowl.
my pressure going up over here talking about the Cubs.
But I mean,
January.
if you want to break it down, you start with Arizona. Arizona's good. They play good defense, sound. They got good defensive backs.
Right.
Front line, sound, everything. I mean, they got some flaws on the defense, but offense, if Pittsburgh, I know Bob, Hank, and Brunlaw them watching, if Pittsburgh could put pressure, because Kurt Warner's
Yeah,
going to
that's the key.
That's
They
going to
gonna
go to a three-step drop. He's going to have to. And none of that
they
five,
gonna
them
put that blitz
gloves,
on
them
him.
gloves it's not going to work. If they get them on a three-step drop, and them linebackers stay at home, you can Katie bar the door on that slant.
Do what?
Katie bar the door.
Katie bar the door. That's definitely a Paducah saying right there.
You're right. I'm telling you.
Madisonville, Hopkinsville.
I'm telling you, if the linebackers stay at home, Fitzgerald, they will blast them braids out, them dreadlocks out his head.
And I was going to ask you about strengths and weaknesses, so you've already started the conversation, starting with Arizona. And I'm going to turn to Wayne.
What's
get
their
him in
strength?
The strength, I mean, it's obvious.
Obviously, the pass game.
The pass game. with
Yep.
Bolden, Fitzgerald, Breston.
Got the weakness is they special teams.
I think still their weakness, I mean, it's still, the run game. Okay, you was able to run the ball a little bit on Carolina, a little bit on, but when you talk about Pittsburgh Steelers, you talking about another level.
Hey, that's a different team.
Right, you talking about another level.
Right.
Can EJ bring back the EJ from 5-6 years ago? If he can,
E and J
if he
better
can,
bring
it'll
that
be a competitive
Brandon.
game.
E and J better bring that new Brandon bottle instead of old school Brandon bottle.
So that's the weakness. If they ain't gonna be able to drop back 50 times and beat Pittsburgh. I'm sorry.
No, if he has to throw the ball 50 times,
I'm
that
sorry,
means
it's
a
not gonna
blowout.
happen. Right.
Right. I believe it's going to be a blowout
Yeah.
if he's got to throw the ball that much. Now, talk a lot about Arizona, but Pittsburgh, let's look at them. Steelers got the #1 ranked defense overall in the NFL. Offensively, though, the Steelers are one of those teams that,
Ugly.
they do. They win real ugly.
But
Roethlisberger will go out.
3-2.
he'll go out 175 yards, but that's the thing with that defense. You don't have to take chances
Right.
on your offense. Just don't turn the ball over. Ball control. Put up a few points and let your defense win the game. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But that formula.
But Pittsburgh weakness, I'm gonna tell it like it is. Their DBs are too aggressive sometimes.
Yeah.
That could hurt them. You know, they overplay the ball.
At the same time, they could hurt Fitzgerald.
Now,
Then you got Palomalo.
And if that happens,
and then you got Palomalo playing center field.
and if Fitzgerald take one of the Palomalo hits, it's over.
it's over. That ball can't be over with.
It's over.
Now, I think one of the weaknesses that we have talked about with Pittsburgh, I think the offensive line is pretty weak because Roethlisberger gets a lot of pressure put on him. I think one of the keys in this particular game that'll be coming up, not this Sunday, but a week from Sunday, is that with Whisenhunt being the former offensive coordinator of the Steelers and knowing Roethlisberger's tendencies, I think that will assist the Cardinals' defense in scheming for him. Because Roethlisberger likes to hold the ball.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to throw on rhythm. Kurt Warner is one of them 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Kurt
He's a
Warner will not
dancer.
move.
Right.
Will not move in the park.
Right.
At least Big Ben will.
But here go the X factor right here. 2 weeks off, warm weather, Willie Parker. X factor. It might not have to all be on Roethlisberger's shoulder. If Willie Parker can go in there and put up 120, 150 yards.
Oh, if Willie Parker runs for 100, I'll say two things. If they run for 150 plus on Arizona,
Yeah, it's over.
and you talk about Fitzgerald and them taking hard hits.
I bet Mr. Mendenhall wish he hadn't ran his mouth.
He could have been participation.
Right, well, he will be.
But I had to say,
Go.
Don't touch my shoulder.
Oh.
you know,
What you say about Ray?
breaking down the playoff games, I have to say the Pittsburgh-Baltimore is probably one of the best postseason games of all the postseason games this year. I mean, you look at Baltimore and played 18 straight games, and with a rookie quarterback, a rookie coach, you know,
Really?
and
The interception
to
by
me,
Palomar.
Baltimore could have won this game if
43
they had
broke
opened
their back, man.
They closed the playbook. They only kept 3 or 4 plays. They should open the playbook, let Flacco
But
do his job.
Is that by design or did Pittsburgh make it close? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's by
Sometimes
design.
Against,
you know,
against them type of teams, man, you can't really.
That's a big rival right there. That's you look at that. That's Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people don't know. That's
Yeah.
that's the Cleveland. That's the original Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Brian Sipe, all in Cleveland Stadium.
Right.
And they wanted to play conservative, and they figured Ray them would bring them through. Ray them was hurt, and Ray them was tired.
Right.
Him tired.
Yeah, him tied, Reed tied.
Yeah,
all them
and
tied.
it finally showed. And what broke it back when Palomalo playing center field out there like Ken Griffey Jr. back when he played for the Mariners,
You go and get it.
go and get it, took it to the house.
Well, I think you made a good point that is probably the best playoff game that we've seen so far this year. I'm not going to give a prediction tonight because we'll save it till next week and give you a prediction on who we
Yeah,
think is going to win.
somebody might get caught up downtown Tampa.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that can happen, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Straight up.
We talked earlier about Super Bowl memories. You know, we talked about Eugene Robinson when he was with the Atlanta Falcons and, you know, had a little escapade, so to speak, on the Saturday night before the big game. And next you know, John Elway was getting his second ring from the Super Bowl, and then he retired. I'll turn to you, Bun. Super Bowl memories. Out of all the Super Bowls, this will be the 43rd, and I don't want to hear nothing about no O.J. Simpson. We're talking about the Super Bowl. What's some of your fondest Super Bowl memories, or just memories in general of different Super Bowls that kind of stand out for you?
I have 3. I have 3.
Okay.
We know that. All the teams you got.
San Fran, New York, and Tampa.
My number 3 is, I mean, it was NFL Films did it right when Big Hog. John Riggins come around the outside, and you see the guy peeling off of him, and he scored.
Right.
And my second one, Marcus Allen on a reverse.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Ugly. And the
Right at the
number
middle of
one,
the field.
you know, I wouldn't want to be a Redskin fan, but you going for Doug Williams as a minority because, you know,
First
they
black
told us
quarterback to win the
we
Super
couldn't
Bowl.
win the Super Bowl. But when a man got hurt in the first quarter, it gave out hope. And then the second quarter, he limped out there, and that man threw 5 touchdowns. By halftime, the game was over.
Right.
When he got done filling out his rifle and rubbing his arm, it was up 35-3 at halftime.
Right.
And, to me, that was, you put all that behind it. Always the first black quarterback. Now we had the first black quarterback winning MVP. Then we got the first coach. Now we got all that. Now, what's going to be next?
Now it's just playing football.
Football. You playing football now.
That's it.
X's and O's.
They're going to play football.
Well,
so I'm going to turn to Big
we
Wayne.
get the first woman to win head coach.
Win a female
Win the
head
Super Bowl,
coach.
yeah.
It might happen.
That's the only barrier left, man.
You know what it is.
Oh, come on, ain't the shame to say. 85, baby. Hey, you might,
Hey, ain't no wrong.
hey, you might agree with me, man. The 85 Super Bowl, man.
What I hate, before you go on, but what I hate about that, they didn't let that man score.
But that's where I'm finna go. They're on the goal line. I was in the 6th grade, man. Like I told Joe, when you in the 6th grade and you a little healthy, you ain't the most popular cat in the classroom. But when the Frizz took it in the end zone,
Yeah, you hope.
hey, it made it cool to be a big boy then. I had a gap too. It was cool to be a big boy then. You know what I'm saying?
So you went to McDonald's and ordered 3 McDLTs and a Diet Coke?
No, I ain't do all that. First of all, I ain't have no money.
He was in the 6th grade.
Right.
Hey, Mama, I'm going to go to McDonald's and get 3.
You want to do what?
Better get out my face with
You
that.
better go in there and cut that cheese and make a grilled cheese.
But the French don't make grilled cheese. You have to go to McDonald's.
Notice I said cut that cheese.
Oh, the block.
See,
Right. Yeah, he ain't never known nothing
I
about
was at Illinois State. I used to put the fire on high to grill cheese. Your bread would burn up before the cheese would melt.
that's true.
But
but
we'll go back to his memory.
Yeah, it made it cool to be a big boy back then, man.
Yeah.
Bears in the Super Bowl, 48-10.
Yeah.
Then my second one, Devin Hester opening the game, man. I know they lost that game, but to see your favorite team kick off a game like that, start a game with a
Give you hope.
right, like I said, man, you was at my house, I almost touched the ceiling.
So then, yeah, I mean, you could have got this bottle up on him then, not this magazine. But then after a while,
You started slumping
no,
down.
I had to leave.
I think I gotta go.
He put me out the house.
Gotta go.
Did you like Martin? Huh?
You ain't got to go home.
Let the doorknob in.
Get on out of here. So now, besides the Bears, I know that's your favorite team. And
Them only
die
2
with it.
times they can say something.
But any other Super Bowls that just stand out to you, or any particular play in any Super Bowl that you said, man, that game right there, or that play right there, was just because it was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl 3.
Tennessee Titans, St. Louis. I was rooting for Tennessee this game, but just the way that game ended, man. What they call the greatest show on turf,
Right.
And Tennessee took it to them, man. They came up a yard short,
1 yard.
and that was to me one of the best finishes in the Super Bowl, just because the game was so competitive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of good memories out there. I think for myself, obviously being a Viking fan, my memories of my own team.
Before you go, he can remember the first one. He remember the first one.
No,
Super Bowl 4.
4.
I don't remember the first one, but the 4th Super Bowl.
Let me guess. That had to have been Oakland and the Vikings.
Minnesota and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Hank Stram, remember?
Yeah.
Hank Stram on the
Matriculate
side
down
of
the field.
Matriculate the ball down the field, guys. Come on, matriculate the ball down the field. Ha ha, there we go. NFL film had him mic'd up first time. That was Super Bowl 4. Right. And even though Minnesota lost, that's when I became actually a Viking fan. They lost 23-7. Bud Grant stand on the sideline, don't say anything, no emotion. Now, that's what created the merger of the NFL and the AFL after that game, because the AFL run 2 Super Bowls in a row. I think a lot of people, when you say trivia, how many championships has Minnesota won? One.
Yeah, it sure did.
Because they won the NFL title, and then you went to the Super Bowl back then. So I'm just trying to take that, trying to find something.
But, hold
for
on.
my team.
I mean, a thing about it that I didn't know, I love watching the collection of Super Bowls, John Faceta doing them calls and had that music going and
Right.
everything. But I didn't know till I, saw it on TV, that the first Super Bowl was televised by ABC NBC,
All
and
three
CBS.
Right, all three.
And they had less than 15,000 people
At the LA Coliseum?
At the
And
Coliseum.
Which one was that? With the NBC version was cut off by what was that?
Heidi.
Heidi.
Now that was actually a Jets Oakland game,
Oh, okay. Wasn't the Super Bowl?
and they thought the outcome was already decided, so they changed to the Heidi. And when they came back, Oakland actually had come back and won that game. But other Super Bowl
You was
members.
born. You watched that? Or?
See, man, every time I say something about that stuff, I date myself and don't know it, and then you get them off on me. So I'm gonna try to pretend like I didn't hear you ask that question. But my other Super Bowl memories, I said earlier, Minnesota went to 4 Super Bowls when I was a kid. They went Super Bowl 4, they went to Super Bowl 7 and lost to the Dolphins. Larry Zonka, Jim Kick, Mercury Morris just ran all over my Viking defense. And then Super Bowl 9, you had the Steelers and the Vikings play. Now that one was a defensive struggle. The Steelers finally pulled it out, and that one's 16-6. But the last one, Super Bowl 11, Minnesota, that was their last Super Bowl.
Golly.
They lost to the Oakland Raiders 32-14. I mean, they just got run over.
So y'all was pretty good from 4 to 11, huh?
Oh, yeah. That was the music. There you go. That was the music. John Facenda. That's how you used to watch the film. I think in terms of just plays itself.
You remember those? You don't remember now?
Yeah. The
Man.
Lynn Swann in Super Bowl 10 against the Cowboys.
Put on the show.
He put on a show in that Super Bowl. I think the Giants and Buffalo Bills Super Bowl.
Gotta be one of the best Super Bowls
Ever. And you talked about finishing.
I mean, why we sitting here talking about Super Bowl? I mean, people never talk about the Buffalo Bills. It's hard to get to 1 Super Bowl,
let alone 4.
Man, to me, I mean, they didn't do it, but that has to be one of the best teams ever. I don't care about the championship.
You lose by 3 inches, and then you get blown out 3 in a row. Then your running back loses his helmet.
Yeah, when they played the Redskins, if he gets his helmet, they played the Cowboys. Now, here's the thing you got to remember. The second time they played the Cowboys, they were winning at halftime, and Buffalo actually had a shot in that game. The defensive line was too small to take on that big mammoth offensive line that the Cowboys had.
But that team gets no credit. I mean, that's one of the best. You got Hall of Fame receiver off that team, Hall of Fame running back and quarterback, and a few defensive players. Yep. Bruce Smith,
Cornelius Bennett.
Right.
And I think the thing you got to remember is think about who they played.
Some of the best teams
ever. I mean,
because you look at the year they played Houston. I mean, they down 32 points at halftime.
Yeah.
And come back and win.
But they came back with a backup quarterback.
Right.
Frank Reich.
Right. He sat there behind
Warren Moon against Warren Moon.
With the old run and shoot that Moon and them ran. But I think, and going back to Super Bowl memories, I think the other Super Bowl that kind of stands out is last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because you had a team going for perfection. New England Patriots, 16-0. They had the highest scoring offense in history.
Right.
Randy Moss, Tom Brady.
And, before his team came back with that famous drive, Tom Brady had put together one of those patented Brady drives. And
New England Patriot drive.
Yeah, I mean, that what Eli Manning did kind of takes away from what Brady did, but they was losing that game. He drove them down the field and put them up. You know what I'm saying? With a minute and a half left?
Yeah.
So everybody's thinking, wow, this is, Tom Brady did it again.
Yep.
And here come Eli to snatch all of that away, including the perfect record.
And you talk about Eli, David Tyree. I think that's one of the things that's great about the Super Bowl. Players who've been obscure in their career for most of the time they've been on the field.
It still is.
Right. I mean, where's David Tyree today?
Right.
But he's remembered for one of the greatest catches in the entire Super Bowl.
Yep.
Just like Larry Brown for the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
2 interceptions.
But the
Dexter Jackson for Tampa Bay. Guys, names like that go on and on.
But that's what's so great about that game.
Right.
People are, you got your GOATs, then you got your heroes on the other spectrum.
Scott Norwood.
Right.
Forever remembered for wide right.
And if he probably would have made that kick, they probably would have won those next 3. You never know.
That's right.
O.J. Anderson.
Yeah. Hey.
Joe Morris.
That was the same game with Norwood, O.J. Anderson, man.
Or,
that's when Whitney Young.
Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith.
Yeah.
Washington
That's still a
Redskins.
record, isn't it?
I think so. I don't think anybody.
220-some yards.
Right, 27 he ran for in that game. But Timmy Smith was nothing. Now he's, I think, locked up in the federal penitentiary.
And then you look at it like, you look at Dan Marino. He went first his rookie year, went to Super Bowl, played against the
never got
Redskins. You said, oh,
And
he'll
that's
be
the
back.
thing about the Super Bowl, man.
And he never
Never
got
got
back.
That's why when you get there, you got to give it your all because, like you say, Dan Marino, one of the top 3 quarterbacks ever.
Yep.
Won his rookie year, spent the rest of his career and never sniffed it.
Right.
Never sniffed
Dan Fouts never made it.
it. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing where you sit back and you think about Dan Marino doesn't have a ring and Trent Dilfer
Right.
has a ring. I mean, when you put this all into context, careers are broken and made by this game.
Yeah.
You know, you
Jeff Hostetler.
got a Super Bowl ring.
Right.
You know, doesn't make any sense, but he's got a Super Bowl ring.
Yep.
So when you think about these Super Bowl memories, and I know you might have some out there,
You can buy them on
we
eBay.
got about 3 minutes left in the show, so if you want to give us a call, talk about your Super Bowl memories, hit us at 328-8280. You know, Stack Girl's over there meditating as usual, waiting for.
I think she sleep.
You think no? She's a Zen master, and right now she's just becoming one with herself.
She's zen
getting her chi in balance. See,
If you call it that.
I was watching a kicking and screaming the other night, and Will Ferrell was talking about that, as he was getting his latte. But we got a couple minutes left in the show. So one thing I want to bring up, I know we don't talk too much about the NBA on this show, but they announced the All-Star lineup. And who's in your fave 5 when it comes to, because Allen Iverson, he's been in the East for a month after being in Denver almost 2 years, and he's a starter
He's a starter.
for the
His
Eastern
votes
Conference All-Star.
transferred.
I mean, the fans want him in there. He in there.
I mean, do you care about the All-Star voting? Do you really care? I mean, it's like you said, if is it just a fans game
I think it should be players and coaches only.
to determine who
Yeah,
makes it?
I mean that's the fairest way you're gonna do it.
Yeah. Well,
But you got Yao Ming, the whole,
Hey, we
the
just
whole,
gotta do something, man.
whole country of China vote for him.
no, we didn't get to do something. Actually, I'm glad you said
We got to
that.
do something, man.
You know, if people want to hang out with the Tell It Like It Is crew on Super Bowl Sunday, you can come on out to Club 45. That's 3515 North Cunningham Avenue in Urbana, Illinois. We are going to be out there. If you're sitting at home and you're saying, those guys are kind of big. If you really want to see us in person, come on out, Club 45 on Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to be out there at 3 p.m. and it's
Signing autographs.
Signing autographs and a $5
Taking
donation.
pictures.
But the reason why it's a $5 donation, and all proceeds are going to go to the Don Moore Boys and Girls Club, so we can help save the club. So if you want to come on out, have
Even
a
if
good
you don't
time.
want to watch the game, just come on out, give us a little money, man.
Right.
It's for the kids, man.
Exactly. So if you want to make a donation and then go on back home, but we would prefer you come out and stay because we're going to have plenty of food, good music, good time, drinks, etc. Jason and Bruce and the gang are going to be out there.
Question
Stack
is,
is going to be
bring
there.
us your best sports question and challenges.
Exactly, because the entire crew, Dollar Bill even be out there with us, so all 4 of us will be out there. So come on out to Club 45 on Super Bowl Sunday.
Stack Girl,
can
you gonna
watch.
come?
I'll be wearing
Hey,
my
you ain't gotta just
Redskins
bring
jersey, but
$5
I'll
either.
be
And
there.
you know what? And
It
I'm
don't
glad,
matter what you wear.
but I was going to say, I'm glad she said that. Please, if you want to go ahead and wear your favorite team's jersey, we encourage that. We want you guys to
I
come
got
on
one
out.
for you. I got one with every team.
I bet you
know
do.
That's your pajama top. You gonna wear your footy pajamas with the flap in the back, with all your 32 NFL teams on there. I'll have my Peterson jersey on. I'm sure Wayne will have his Urlacher jersey on with
I
Dollar
don't know,
Bill.
man. I got to upgrade.
Yeah,
man.
you do have to
that
upgrade.
dude.
You might want to get you a Forte jersey or something.
Something, man.
But we appreciate y'all checking us out. UPTV Channel 6. We'll be here next Friday, and we'll give our prediction on who wins the Super Bowl, and we'll see how Illini does Saturday. You guys have a great evening at home. We're out of here. Deuces up. Go Illini.
Go Cardinals.
Go who?